Turns out the immigrants weren't stealing your jobs, because now that they are gone, the positions are not being filled. It's almost like Americans don't want to work these jobs. Florida lawmakers are currently debating a bill that would relax child labor laws to address workforce shortages caused by decreased migrant labor. The proposed legislation would allow 14-year-olds to work overnight shifts and remove restrictions on working hours and meal breaks for 16 and 17-year-olds. Governor Ron DeSantis supports the bill, suggesting it could help reduce reliance on undocumented migrant labor. Critics, however, express concerns about the potential negative impacts on teenagers' education and safety, arguing that longer working hours could exacerbate academic challenges and lead to unsafe working conditions, particularly for low-income and undocumented teens. The idea of relaxing child labor laws in Florida is deeply concerning. Children should be focusing on their education, not being pushed into the workforce like factory laborers in a sweatshop. By allowing 14-year-olds to work overnight shifts and stripping protections for older teens, this law essentially prioritizes cheap labor over a child's well-being. School is supposed to prepare kids for a better future, not exhaust them with long shifts that interfere with their ability to learn. Studies already show that working excessive hours can negatively impact academic performance, mental health, and overall development. This law would disproportionately affect low-income and undocumented youth, who may feel pressured to work instead of pursuing an education. The argument that this law is necessary due to labor shortages is just an excuse. Instead of exploiting teenagers, businesses should be offering better wages and working conditions to attract adult workers. Child labor protections exist for a reason, and rolling them back is a step in the wrong direction. Florida should be investing in education and youth programs, not turning high schoolers into underpaid laborers just to fill gaps in the workforce. Is this what Republicans voted Republicans in for? To get rid of immigrants, and instead of paying an adult a decent wage, to send your child into the fields? And with all the cuts they plan, there will be no Social Security if injured. Turns out the immigrants weren't stealing your jobs. Doge did. I guess that's why Elon and his mama are encouraging you to have kids. And the higher courts killed Roe v. Wade. Keep the babies coming. They said immigrants took your jobs. But instead of hiring you at a livable wage, they want to enslave your children. Will you send your kids off at 14 to work overnight shifts at Denny's instead of going to grade school? Are teens the new workforce?